Welcome to another episode of Latina Diaspora, or watching this channel for the first time. The reason what we do here, hello, okay, what we do here is we discuss issues pertaining to Latinos in the uncommon sense without saying the ground or solutions. First of all, I just want to give a huge shout out to all those who already subscribed to the channel. Whether you've been a supporter from the very beginning, you recently joined, or you are a part of the channel, I really appreciate those who allow me to enter into the devices and those who watch from the clouds in the haters. So therefore, whatever I do produce content. So tonight, the topic will be Dominican Mother's Day. So we'll be speaking about that briefly and what makes it unique. Um, Before we get into the main topic, we're going to get another session of In My Words. Now, is we have all different types of parades. We have this Ready Day parade. We have the Columbus Day parade. One of them, of course, is the National Puerto Rican Day Parade, which occurs on the day in June. And of course, it's a time for us to, as Puerto Ricans, to demonstrate our pride and show off, who we are. Whether you are part of the diaspora or a native born Puerto Rican. And of course, in August, we also have what's called the Dominican Day Parade, which in August we did parade, but it's to have their own Puerto Rican, and the Puerto Ricans show their pride. Uh, for the Dominican Day Parade, it's a time for Dominicans to show their pride and highlight the achievements that they have made. I'm not going to stay long in any case. One more thing that I would want to talk about culture. You should also try to be proud of it. Okay. Whether you be Puerto Rican, whether you be Dominican, whether you be German, Mexican, or whatever part of the community that you are to happen to be a member. Okay. There's nothing wrong with showing some pride in your community. Just give me a moment. Oops. Now, what that being said, we're going to go to the main topic. Hello, hello. Okay. Before I continue, let me just state for the channel has been paid. Should anyone wishes to hit that link and opine regarding the topic at hand, they may do so. However, if I have never seen you before, if I never heard from you before, I will content which would cause the people of YouTube to take down their stream. Once I determine that you're not going to do that and you're actually going to abide by my guidelines, then I'll let you on the panel. I know it gets in the consumer content and also a safe environment for people to hop on and to participate. So let me just give you a little bit of background. Okay, now, hello, 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 hello. Okay, um, as I was saying, here in the United States and in several other countries, Mother's Day is typically held on the second Sunday in the month of May. However, in the Dominican Republic, Mother's Day is usually held on the last Sunday of May. Okay, so let me just give you a little bit of history regarding Dominican Mother's Day. The holiday was officially institutionalized in 1926 at the initiative of Trinidad del Moya, wife of President Horacio Vasquez and educator Elisa Pepin. The very first Mother's Day was celebrated on May 30th, 1926. The Pro Mother's Day Committee chose to establish its own unique day to foster dedicated tradition of gratitude and respect for mothers separate from the international observances. So let me just share with you some of the ways that the celebration is held. Okay, first of all, they have what's called major family gatherings. Instead of small, intimate gatherings, Dominican Mother's Day, or as we say in Spanish, Dia de las Madres, is a massive multi-general family reunion. Extended family members often travel long distances to honor multiple generations of mothers and grandmothers. Let me just state, as I stated previously, when it comes to Mother's Day, every day of the year, hello? Okay. Every day of the year, we should honor our mothers. We should show our gratitude to our mothers for everything that they do from the very beginning, starting with the fact that they carry us in their rooms for 9 months, the fact that when we are born, they are the first people that we see. They're the ones that do the nurturing, teaching us values, showing us love, and when we are going through difficult times, many times the mothers um, they give their support, their understanding, and their patience, and they sacrifice a great many things for the well-being of their children. That is why I always believe that uh, mothers should be honored every day of the year, not just the second Sunday of May or the last Sunday of May. Each mother should be honored all 365 days out of the year. And of course, with Latino families, it's more, it's not unusual to have extended family members like uncles and aunts and cousins and things of that nature. It's also a festive atmosphere. The occasion is widely celebrated as one of the biggest holidays of the year, often taking precedence over birthdays or Christmas. It is celebrated with traditional meals, dancing, music, and large family get togethers known as juntar- juntareras. Okay. And of course, one thing about if you have been part of a Dominican get together or they don't do anything small. They know how to enjoy themselves. They know how to party. They know how to express fun, which is true. And of course, I've been to a few Dominican um, celebrations, and of course, not gonna lie, I have dated Dominican women, so I can testify to that. Now, it's also filled with cultural traditions. The day typically includes a blend of festive celebration and remembrance. Family often attend church services, prepare traditional meals like sancocho or habichuelas con dulce, and even visit the grave sites of the Big Mother. Now, in many ways here in the United States, we do have traditions where we too will visit the graves of our mothers and grandmothers who have passed away. Um, Ever since my mother has gone to her final reward, because I spent Mother's Day visiting the grave, not just of my mother, but my maternal grandmother, who's also buried in the same cemetery. And of course, we all know that whether it be the traditional Mother's Day or the Dominican Mother's Day, for some people, it's a bittersweet time because their mothers and grandmothers have gone to their final rest. And of course, it's bittersweet because once your mother had passed away, it's a void that has never been completely filled. One of the things I have said that the best way to honor the memories of our mothers and grandmothers is to hold dear to the memories that we uphold, hold dear to the good times that we had, and to continue to live the lessons that our mothers and grandmothers taught us. And for those who are just tuning in, the topic tonight is one of the main events that occur on just keep, oh, just keep, Now, when it comes to dishes that serve on Dominican Mother's Day, there's several. Uh, One of them is, of course, pastelón de plátano maduro, which is basically ripe plantain casserole. Of course, another dish is sancocho, which is basically served on Dominican Mother's Day. Is quibe, or which is Dominican quibre. Also, is Niños, which is basically avocado and shrimp. Uh, uh, just bear with me because my just bear with me. Uh, it's an opportunity to highlight the importance of mothers in society and in raising children. Holiday also draws attention to issues faced by mothers, including health, education, and equality. Now, as far as its origin, the celebration of mother has a long history. It can be found in various cultures. In ancient Rome, for example, there was a holiday dedicated to the goddess of motherhood. Modern celebration in the United States, Mother Day is officially established in early 20th century through the efforts of Anna Jarvis, who wanted to create a day to honor mothers. And among the traditional customs are gifts and greetings. On this day, children give their mothers flowers, gift cards, and make special surprises. Family gatherings, families come together to celebrate, sometimes preparing special dishes or having picnics. So that's just give you a little bit of an idea uh, regarding the Dominican Mother's Day. Let's see, one more. Just bear with me for a moment. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna. Now, of course, of course, here in New York, um, in Dominican communities, whether it be in Washington Heights or some parts of Brooklyn, there will be various cultural events to highlight regarding Dominican Mother's Day. Let's see if I can find one more thing. Just bear with me for a moment. share that. Come on. When it comes to Dominican Mother showcase by spending quality time with their mothers, and festivals will include gifts and treats for all mothers and grandmothers in the extended family, along with a home cooked meal or a fun day out. Uh, just give me a moment. With that, I just wanted to give you like a little president and the social work in the early 20s. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of history regarding him. And actually, just uh, charge of sedition because he is World War One. So on Thursday, we're going to discuss the history. So, with that being said, of course, if you have not done so, I'm going to ask you to consider subscribing to the channel. Make sure you set the bell notifications to all. So therefore, whatever I do for this content, doesn't fail to do so, will be effective as stupidity and as insanity. And with that being said, I thank you very much. Have a good night. Have a good night. Stay blessed. And
Be strong.